Pain. We all know it, we've all experienced it, whether it be emotional or physical, it sucks. And me, having the absolutely humongous brain that I do, have gotten myself into many painful situations, resulting in a large range of casualties. And since people's suffering is funny, that's what I'll be talking about today. By the way, get ready for almost no exposition in any of the following stories. Due to the sheer amount of anecdotes, I've simplified them for your viewing ease. I was getting out of the car on a school morning, so I stepped out and paused with my hand in the door. Foreshadowing. And I don't even know how this happened, but my mom slammed the car door, unknowingly crushing my fingers. But it's okay, I still have my hand. See, here it is. It's amazing. The year was 2000 something. I was in Jamaica with my family on vacation. We were at this nice little beach enjoying the sun. Now somehow I managed to evade all adult supervision and stumble into the water with my tiny legs. What I didn't account for, however, was the gigantic monster wave, probably 5 times my size, rushing straight towards me. It came up behind me and literally swallowed me whole. The current pulled me under, my goggles flew off, I got tossed around underwater like a friggin' popcorn kernel in a microwave, I inhaled a bunch of salt water, and finally I washed up on the sand looking like a sedentary salmon. It was probably less dramatic than that, but that's just how I remember it. I was in Florida one year and my family and I were walking to the beach. I was running on this boardwalk thing with wooden planks and railings, but instead of polished wood, it was rough and had a bunch of parts and nails sticking out of it. And so I was running across dragging my hand on the rail, and there just so happened to be a very sharp piece of wood sticking out just up ahead. And yes, I ran full speed into it. I spent most of that trip with a piece of wood lodged in my hand because I was too scared to try and take it out. Not very fun. One time in science class, I was absent-mindedly fooling around with a pencil, as one does, and while I wasn't paying attention, I felt a sharp pain in my finger.
It was at this moment that he knew.
Yes, I had inadvertently stabbed myself with a pencil and was bleeding to death in the middle of a science lesson. As usual. I managed to eventually stop the bleeding and luckily I'm still alive. In cooking camp we were using these giant knives. Great story starter, I know. And I don't know what exactly happened, but somehow I ended up cutting open my thumb with the giant sharp blade, and I only realized it when the blood was literally seeping through the pocket that I had my hand in. That was a surprise. One time the dentist had to rip out 2 of my baby teeth in the same procedure, and needles to say, get it, needles. It was slightly traumatizing and painful to have a stranger shove a giant needle into your gums. And that wasn't the last tooth extraction I had either. The second time I decided I didn't want a needle again because of last time. That was a terrible mistake. I ended up having to go through more pain than last time, all because I tried to avoid that pain in the first place. The poor dentist had to rip my tooth out of my skull without any anesthetic whatsoever. Thankfully, that was my last baby tooth and hopefully my last extraction. Hey, wait, put down the scalpel. Okay, so I cut this video pretty short because I did not have any time, and I still don't, but I wanted to get a video out before going too long without a video. Yeah. So here it is. I hope you enjoyed, and I don't know how to record end cards. And as of right now, I'm currently on some antibiotics for medical reasons, so maybe that backstory will make it into pain part 2. My friends have suggested I call it How I Got Addicted to Drugs, but I think I would get demonetized. So, yeah, no.